today, Caitlin Clark is under the umbrellas. Welcome, Caitlin.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Welcome back, everyone. Today, we're diving deep into the world of sports and spotlighting a name that's become a transformative figure, Caitlin Clark. After her recent interview at the Masters, it's clear that Caitlin isn't just a phenomenal player, she's redefining what it means to be an athlete in today's world. We'll break down her most underrated skills that are often overshadowed by her incredible scoring ability, skills that showcase her brilliance both on and off the court. Trust me, you don't want to miss these insights. From her communications prowess to her impact beyond basketball, Caitlin Clark is a game changer in every sense. So, make sure you stick around until the end to fully appreciate her influence. And before we dive in, if you're a fan of sports and want to stay updated on the latest trends and insights, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Now, let's explore why Caitlin Clark is more than just an athlete. She's a cultural phenomenon. Caitlin Clark burst onto the sports scene as a standout player for the Iowa Hawkeyes, making headlines with her remarkable skills, tenacity, and shocking three-point range. She quickly became a household name, known for leading her team to unprecedented success during the NCAA tournaments. Her ability to handle pressure, shoot from the logo, and deliver dazzling performances has positioned her as a unique force in women's basketball. However, her rise to stardom is not merely rooted in her athletic prowess. Caitlin has cultivated a distinct persona that resonates with both die-hard basketball fans and casual observers, setting her apart from many of her contemporaries. She embodies confidence, authenticity, and relatability, traits that echo far beyond her high-scoring performances. The recent Masters interview, a turning point. The significance of the recent interview Caitlin Clark conducted at the Masters cannot be overstated. While some may dismiss it as just another media appearance, it represents something deeper, a landmark moment that demonstrates her cross-sport appeal. In a world where perceived athletic divides still exist, Clark's foray into golf illustrates her versatility and ambition to connect with varied audiences. During her interview, she showcased not just her love for sports, but her thoughtful insights into the athletic realm, bridging the gap between basketball and golf, a connection that has long been subtle in mainstream sports discussions. It's a testament to her growing status as an ambassador for not just women's basketball, but sports entertainment as a whole. Caitlin Clark's influence skyrockets through numbers that paint her as a dominant figure in the sports conversation. The upcoming WNBA season promises a staggering 41 nationally televised games featuring her, a number that far surpasses other star athletes, including those on defending champions like the New York Liberty. This is no mere coincidence. Caitlin has become a player who draws eyeballs, whether through her on-court exploits or engaging public appearances. Even in the off-season, her brand continues to gain momentum. For instance, the Indiana Fever's recent preseason game against Brazil's national team sold out, with 15,000 attendees lining up to witness the spectacle. The game, which garnered national broadcasting by ESPN, has captivated attention partly due to Caitlin's influence, illustrating her marketing power. The figures surrounding viewership following Caitlin Clark's breakout year demonstrate the seismic impact she has had. The NCAA Women's Tournament experienced over a 10 million drop in viewership during the finals following her departure. The stark contrast emphasizes the gravitational pull Clark holds, attracting new fans and retaining them through her dynamic play and ability to engage with audiences in ways that few athletes can. Yet, it's essential to understand that her appeal transcends mere numbers. It's about the intimate connections she fosters with fans. Whether through social media engagement, public speaking events, or collaboration with fellow athletes, Caitlin embodies a new energy in sports, one that emphasizes relatability, emotional connection, and authenticity, and it shows.
I know you've told the story a bit, but for those that don't know, how did you get into the game of golf?
So I remember I was pretty young and I loved every sport. My parents
You're a little athletic.
I wanted to try whatever I could. And I remember on one of my birthdays, I forget how old I was turning, but I was pretty young. I got my first set of golf clubs and they were like bright pink, like the kid golf clubs. And I would always beg my dad to like take me and go golfing. I just really enjoyed it. I loved being outside.
One of Caitlin Clark's most underrated strengths is her openness. As she shared stories from her childhood and her early experiences with golf during the interview, she painted a picture of an athlete shaped by the joys and challenges of growing up in a sporting family. This candidness creates a rapport with audiences, allowing fans to perceive her not just as a player to admire, but as someone they can relate to on a deeper level. When discussing how she got into golf, she shared a memorable childhood moment. "I remember getting my first set of golf clubs for my birthday, bright pink clubs, and begging my dad to take me out." This glimpse into her early life emphasizes the joy and passion of being involved in sports from a young age, making her story more inspiring. It also demonstrates that she thrives not just under the pressures of high-stakes games, but within experiences that foster her love for all sports. In an era where athletes often present a polished and perfect image, Caitlin's vulnerability sets her apart. In response to a question about her nerves playing in a Pro-Am tournament alongside professionals, Clark candidly admitted, "I've never been so nervous in my life. I don't get nervous for basketball, but golf. You never know what's going to happen." Her willingness to admit her imperfections makes her relatable, inviting fans into her world where the pressures of competition exist even outside of basketball. Self-deprecating humour is another tool Caitlin employs deftly. When recalling moments of embarrassment or awkwardness on the golf course, she laughs at herself. "I about killed somebody on the 6th tee," she said, endearingly illustrating how humour can humanise even the most elite of athletes. This relatability lowers barriers, fostering a sense of camaraderie that invites fans to connect with her on multiple levels.
I wasn't obviously very good. I still am a hack, but I think I just like love being outside. I love the competitive aspect of it. It's like a battle with yourself. Like it's an individual sport. It's so different than basketball or the other sports that I played growing up. So I think it makes you have this mental toughness about you.
Moreover, Caitlin's usage of humour in interviews enhances her approachability. For instance, when discussing her taste for desserts at the Masters, she said, "I think the Georgia peach ice cream sandwich is my favourite. I'm going to need extra conditioning when I get back," transforming what could have been a mundane conversation into a delightful exchange that resonates with audiences everywhere. This mix of humour and authenticity sparks entertainment in a way that draws fans in. As spectators, we often believe we experience athletes only through their performances. Caitlin reminds us that athletes can be fun, relatable, and approachable.
Yeah, you got to play in a Pro-Am last fall with Nelly and Annika.
Yeah.
What was that experience like?
Oh gosh, I've never been so nervous in my life.
That's saying a lot too.
I know,
Oh my
I don't get
gosh.
nervous for basketball, but that's maybe because like, you know, I know I'm actually okay at that. I'm decent at that.
You're pretty good, yeah.
Golf, you never know what might happen. I about killed somebody on like the 6th tee, but you know, it's really fun.
Coping with pressure, lessons from a star. Caitlin's capacity to articulate how she copes with the weight of competition is yet another important aspect of her persona. In the interview, she remarked, "Being outside and playing golf offers a peaceful escape, an opportunity to clear my mind amidst the chaos of basketball." Her acknowledgement of the importance of mental health and the need for introspection resonates deeply with fans, showcasing her humanity. When speaking of other athletes who find solace in golf, Caitlin shared insights about Steph Curry, noting, "After a tough playoff loss, he opted for the golf course instead of the gym. That speaks volumes about finding balance." This not only highlights her awareness of other sports, but positions her as an athlete savvy enough to understand that all great competitors find ways to recharge, grow, and evolve mentally and physically.
We've tried every single food. We're going down the list.
What's the favorite?
My favorite, I think the Georgia peach ice cream sandwich. You can't go wrong with that. It's like the peach isn't like overpowering. The sugar cookie is really good. Had a couple of them yesterday. I'm gonna need to get some extra conditioning in when I get back to Indianapolis. But I mean, you can't go wrong with anything. There's just so many things that are so good. And
What sets Caitlin's remarks apart is her genuine delivery. Unlike many polished celebrities who rely on rehearsed lines, Caitlin speaks from the heart. Her ease of expression and relaxed demeanour makes her dialogue feel authentic. Observers walk away with an understanding of who Caitlin is beyond the game, a multifaceted person with hopes, struggles, and interests that extend beyond basketball. The ability to navigate media interactions effectively is crucial in today's hyper-connected world. Caitlin Clark demonstrates adeptness in this arena, balancing authenticity with strategic messaging. When posed with a comparative question about the Masters and other major sporting events, she eloquently stated, "I would probably put it number one. There's just nothing like it." Her insight exemplifies a deep understanding of sports culture, while carefully framing her response to elevate the event. This poise extends to how she carries herself among sports icons, exemplified during her time with legends like Eli Manning and Serena Williams. Engaging directly with these figures cements her status as a key player in the sports narrative, showcasing her willingness to merge worlds and create connections that further her brand and the women's sports movement.
We always hear these old stories of like Michael Jordan taking his clubs on the road playing 36, or even today, Steph Curry always travels with his golf clubs.
Yeah.
From a physical perspective, how crazy is that?
It is crazy, but also I think like understanding how much I enjoy it and how peaceful it is. It's like such a nice way to get away from basketball and what your reality is every single day, and just to do something where you can like calm your mind and be away from people and be outside. I think one of my favorite stories is when Steph Curry, I think it was the playoffs, and I think it was the finals, they had just lost and he didn't play very well. And the next day they had off and he didn't want to go to the gym, he wanted to go to the golf course and just hit balls. And then the next day he came out and had like 45 points and shot really well. And I think it just shows like how nice of a calming aspect it is for professional athletes.
Caitlin's capacity to align her identity with pop culture is also noteworthy. Her appearance at events beyond basketball, such as Pro-Am tournaments and NFL games, shows her commitment to connecting with a diverse audience. Her interactions help to bridge gaps between sports, creating a community where fans of various backgrounds can converge and grow. Caitlin Clark's growing influence in the arena of women's sports can be encapsulated in what has been coined the Caitlin Clark effect. Her ability to shatter traditional barriers and integrate various sports illuminates a path toward growth that other athletes will likely follow in the coming years. With heightened visibility comes increased interest, ultimately benefiting the entire landscape of women's sports. In honor of Clark's impact, it's essential to examine how her popularity is not merely an individual triumph, but rather a collective advancement for women's athleticism. Following her historic NCAA performance, the subsequent tournaments showed promising numbers despite the noticeable viewership drop relative to Caitlin's prime. This situation reflects a shift, a curiosity about women's basketball sparked by Clark's charisma and talent, allowing the sport to thrive even when she is not playing.
How would you compare the Masters tournament to, I know you've been to many sporting events, you think about like the Final Four, the NBA Finals, the Super Bowl. How does this compare to any other major sporting event in America?
I honestly would probably put it number one, and I think it's just so different than everything else. There's really just nothing like this, and I think honestly the aspect of like not having your phone is so unique. Like you can tell everybody is so invested and they're really just there to watch the greatness of the athletes, and even the golfers talking about it after their rounds, like they feel a different level of engagement from the fans too and how invested they are.
Empowering women's sports. Caitlin embodies a shift toward a more equitable platform for women's sports. She does not merely climb the ranks for self-interest, her mission is to lift others as well. In her interview, she alluded to the importance of collaboration between different sports, encouraging followers of one sport to take an interest in another. By promoting women's basketball to golf fans and vice versa, she fosters a culture of inclusivity and respect among diverse fan bases. All of Caitlin's charm and marketing savvy would be insignificant without the foundation of solid athleticism. Every time she steps on the court, her undeniable talent shines through. She's breaking records, hitting threes from unbelievable distances, and leading her team through challenging moments with poise and determination. Her performance ensures that her voice resonates, making her a believable figure in the sports conversation. Performance, after all, is where everything starts. Athletes who can communicate well without the backing of stellar play often fall flat. Caitlin, however, uniquely combines extraordinary talent and dynamic communication, ensuring she remains at the forefront of conversations in sports.
I think growing up, I had an older brother who played football. My grandfather was a football coach for 40+ years, and I remember going to my brother's football games, and I was like, why can't I play flag football? Like, I would have played it, I would have loved it.
And you would have been great at it.
I would have been okay, I don't know, maybe LA 2028, maybe I'll do 2 sports.
As Caitlin Clark evolves into one of the most talked about figures in sports, it's clear that she is more than an extraordinary basketball player. She possesses the rare ability to be both an incredible athlete and a magnetic personality. Through her honest storytelling, humour and down-to-earth nature, she's breaking barriers and building something truly special within the world of sports. A dynamic where dreamers can connect, support and elevate each other. With each game, public appearance and interview, Caitlin Clark is crafting a legacy as an ambassador for her sport and a cultural connector, something that hasn't been seen before. Whether you're a basketball fanatic or a casual viewer, her impact is undeniable. She's a transformative force, bringing more attention to women's sports and creating lasting relationships between different sports. As she continues to rise, we're not merely witnessing the ascent of a singular star, but the dawning of a new era characterized by openness, challenging biases, and forging connections across the entire sports industry. So, as we gear up for more Caitlin Clark moments this season, one thing remains certain: she is not just playing the game, she's reshaping it entirely,